Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, Tom Spence Fishing. Thank you so much for taking your time to check it out. And a huge thank you to everybody who's been watching my videos over the last week. This last week I had a massive leap in views, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Keep liking, give me a subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, really helps me out. Keep checking them out. This is the recap of the Chattanooga Bass Club tournament for March 16th on Fort LoudonTellico. I had never been on this body of water before in my life, and I'd heard it could fish pretty tough, and it did for me. I didn't weigh any fish. I had one keeper that I lost, and that would have been very valuable for points because I don't believe anybody weighed a limit, and I think it took 9 pounds to win. So, pretty tough day. I attended the Bassmaster Classic last year, and it was held on LoudonTellico, and it fished tough for those guys, and they're the best in the world. I recall at weigh-in, there were a lot of guys that didn't weigh limits, and a couple blanks thrown in there. So, you know, it makes a little old guy like me feel a little better about myself at least. But hey, you know, I caught some fish on a strange body of water, so, and that gives me, you know, something to build on. So I can't look at it, or don't look at it, as any kind of failure at all. We'd had some rain, water was stained on the Loudon side. That's where I stuck to mainly. As you went further up lake, it got a little more stained, and the fish I caught were in stained water or muddy water, and they wanted moving baits. So gives me a place to start, right? Hey, I want to give a shout out to the Bass Nation. Chattanooga Bass Club is a Bass Nation affiliated club. Tennessee Bass Nation. Guys, if you haven't checked out Bass Nation, wherever you are, whatever state you're in, do it. It is a great way to fish tournaments. And it's still a road to the Bassmaster Classic. You know, if you're a nation member, you can fish the regional qualifiers, you can fish your state tournaments, and if you do well enough, you can qualify and find yourself living the dream at the Classic. So pretty cool stuff there. Even if you're not, you know, having no desire to fish the Classic, or you're not chasing that dream or whatever, it is a great way to meet people. It is a great way to fish competitively and have a great time. So check it out. I'm going to put a link in the comments, or in the description, to Tennessee Bass Nation. Guys, check it out, www.tennesseebassnation.com. Thanks for watching. So I started out on a main lake point that looked beautiful on the map, and I think they're there. I think it's just, like I said, tough. I didn't unlock the key to getting them to eat. Threw a jerk bait out there, threw a Kitech, threw a shallow crankbait, dragged a football jig, hopped a crawl on a wobblehead. I threw the boat at them, but started moving into the pocket a little bit, and this is where I catch my first keeper. Or no, I'm sorry, I didn't catch a keeper. That's wishful thinking. It's where I catch my first fish. It was a little smallmouth, and this is on a 3.3 Kitech. So, and that was pretty early in the day, very early in the day. Like I said, it's my first spot, so it gave me a little hope. This is my third spot. Started working docks pretty hard in these pockets. Moved a little bit up lake. Started finding a little dirtier water. So I'd start at the mouth of the pocket and go about 2/3 back. And man, everything looks good on this lake. Maybe that's part of the problem. Worked him with a jackhammer, skipping that under him. Flipped him with the jig. Threw a Kitech around him a little bit, and didn't pan out. So this is my fifth spot. Starting out on the main lake point and working down this side of the pocket. Again, finding some more dirty water. This one got pretty dirty toward the back. Really looked good. Throwing a small crankbait here. Little John Blank on a custom paint job, crawl pattern crank paint job, and I pick up a short smallmouth here. I babied him getting in the boat because at first I thought it was a spotted bass. Stay down, jackass. If you're smallie, you're going to be short. So I thought that was might have been a Kentucky at first when I first saw it, but no, it ended up being a smallmouth, and smallmouth has to be 18 inches to keep up here. So I kept working down this pocket. The color looked really good. There's a lot of laydowns, a lot of docks down this side, so I was working them with plans to go on down this side of it to the back, and there's not much of the pocket left. And then you can see that boat over there. He had been working down the other side, and he kicked it on high and made a hard right and came over on the side I was working about, I don't know, about 60 or 70 yards in front of me, and started working in front of me, and that got under my skin, kind of spun me out a little bit. You can tell from my body language I'm a little bit perturbed, but you know, it is what it is. Nobody owns the water, but I do believe in common courtesy, and so that shouldn't have got under my skin, but it did. So he worked that little dock in front of me, and finally he quit and got on plane and got out of there, and I kept working this dock pretty hard. Like I said, I had lost a keeper and end up catching a short here, and that pretty much that wraps up my day. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, check out Tennessee Bass Nation or Bass Nation in your state. Give them a shot. You'll definitely like them. Thanks for watching. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. I really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.